CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Johnson. Hudson Mack is off tonight. The scene of a deadly bus crash in downtown Victoria was once again cordoned off by police this morning. On Monday, a tour bus hit and killed a 27-year-old woman in a crosswalk at Douglas and Humboldt. This morning, investigators put themselves in the driver's seat, trying to figure out how it happened. CTV's Stephen Andrew reports.
The tour bus that struck and killed a pedestrian is back on the road. Investigators reconstructing Monday's collision.
It certainly gives a very real look to what happened, so our officers can actually visualize exactly what's gone on.
Police say Yuka Imaizumi had the right of way as she was crossing Douglas Street at Humboldt. It's unknown why the 44-year-old bus driver didn't see Imaizumi. After the collision, investigators closed the intersection, collecting evidence and taking photos of the scene.
So what our officers were doing was basically taking the information that they have now, the measurements and all the drawings and everything they have, and putting it into a practical application, looking to see sight lines in the bus and going over every bit of evidence that they have.
Today, a driver with a camera mounted on his head travels the route several times, striking a cardboard figure, carefully recording where it falls. And then a woman, the approximate height of the victim, stands in front of the bus.
They use cutouts, they use real people for all this. It's to check for timings, check for sight lines. You can measure how long a stoplight goes or how long a walk light goes, but to have somebody who's walking it and doing those things certainly helps out.
Investigators have been waiting for the opportunity to learn exactly what the driver saw on Monday. A source familiar with the investigation says the case may rest on the position of the mirrors on the bus to cover blind spots. That may be of little comfort for those who knew Yuka Imaizumi. Grief that is undoubtedly being shared with her parents, who arrived in Victoria from Japan last night.
Stephen Andrew joins us now live with more on the story. Stephen, is there any indication that charges will be laid in the case?
Well, Andrew, police say we can expect charges at the end of next week when analysts complete a majority of their investigation. However, it remains to be seen whether those will be criminal. The driver could just be cited under the Motor Vehicle Act. Now, we've been asking the bus's owner, Horizon Tours, for a statement ever since Monday. Today, one came with the company expressing its condolences to the victim's family and saying it's cooperating with the investigation. Horizon says, Andrew, that the statement would have come earlier, but it was focusing on the investigation and setting up counseling for its employees.
What about the driver? Do we know any more about the driver and whether Horizon buses are still making turns in that intersection?
Well, Horizon says he's been driving a motor coach for about 15 months and is a graduate of a professional driving school. And up until the incident on Monday, he had a spotless record. We asked Horizon today if they were still allowing drivers to make turns at Douglas and Humboldt. The company says, effective today, it no longer allows its coaches to make turns at that intersection.
Andrew. All right, Stephen Andrew reporting live tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome.